Hey everyone, welcome back to the SL project. It's a new day, same shirt though. So let's jump right in. We are going to dive a little bit deeper into this project. So I've been doing a lot of forum reading, which is pretty much the only way I can learn about how to do this, right? I'm not a mechanic, I'm a hobbyist, I'm an enthusiast, and I'm not afraid to jump in and work on these engines, but I do like to know a little bit about what I'm doing. And also, it's really important for me not to miss something while working, right? Like, I want to do this once, and I don't want to think about it for like another 25 years. So, some of the stuff we're going to be doing, hopefully I got that in frame for you, but we're obviously going to do the valve covers. I think I'm going to paint them a like lighter gunmetal gray. It'll go kind of nicely against the very bright silver of the intake here. So we'll get some nice contrast, but I also want something still relatively light so that if there are oil leaks, like that crazy one there, that we'll be able to identify them and see them right away. So the other piece that leaks all the time is the upper timing chain covers. So we have the camshaft running here, dual overhead cam, and there are 3 mating surfaces where the upper timing chain cover mates to the lower timing chain cover and mates to the cylinder head itself. And at that junction is a metal seal, and at that junction is a seal and silicone. And that seems to leak over time. Some people who have the M120 or the M104, which is just the 6-cylinder, say that that is the Bermuda Triangle. So what does that mean? Essentially, I have to dig a little bit more. It means taking off the timing chain covers on each side, as well as the front water pump. Obviously, the fan will now need to come off, and I'll be maybe taking a look at the clutch that's on it, just making sure everything is perfect. The belt is covered in oil from when I removed the power steering, so might as well take that off, take a look at the pulleys as well, see what else needs to be done while I'm in there. Again, only want to do it once. So I'm going to jump in and turn on the time lapse as I remove some of the plates in the middle and start kind of moving more things aside. And yeah, let's jump into it. All right, so I got the runners out, and they're pretty dirty, but that's to be expected with the oil leaks that were going on there. So I inspected the head gaskets in here. There is a slight concern with the M120 that the head gaskets could dribble a tiny bit. Now, we're not talking about catastrophic failure, but it is a concern, and luckily in here, looks perfect. So that's a huge relief. But as you can see in here, it's really dirty. So, I mean, you know, that's years of the oil dripping from these really quite hard gaskets now. Now, another major concern is the breather pipe in here. So it starts there, and it runs along there all the way to the back of the engine. And it actually looks really good. It looks like the rubber is really, really good. Even the sensors that are down there, even the sensors that are down there look really good. On older cars, they didn't have the plug and the connector there. And that was a pain because you had to like splice it in. These connectors look really good. They also look really clean as well. Maybe that was all the gasoline I dropped on there. So there's a few of them. Something else down there, probably another knock sensor or something. And the rubber on the hoses looks really good. Looks pretty clean. No leaks or anything. No cracks either. Still pretty pliable. I'm not sure if I'll replace it because you can always introduce new leaks, but it is from 1997. So I will think about that one. It also runs all the way there. So, all right, let's keep pushing forward. Okay, that took a little bit longer than I thought, but not for the reason that you might think. Everything came out okay, and even the stuff way in the back was not too bad. I mean, a couple of the hose clamps broke, but I managed to get them out okay. Pulling off the hoses was really easy. The hoses themselves look okay, but I am going to replace them because they're cheap and they're old. I dribbled lots of coolant down the back of the transmission, but that's okay. There's some in the V, but let me show you what I had a problem with. So here we are in the V. You can see all that crap is really just from the coolant that ran in, so I'll be cleaning that up. But one of the pieces I was really struggling with is the breather tube. So it goes like this, and it connects to this V, and then connects to the front. And it was pretty straightforward to unhook the back, no problems there. Just had to take off the engine hoist brackets. But getting this pipe out took way more effort than I thought. So it sits like this, sits like this in the engine, in the V. And there's this bracket right there. And that bracket goes right there. And the nut that was on there, all the other nuts were torqued, you know, hand tight plus a little extra, nothing crazy. That one was really torqued on there. And the really hard part is that the angle of that, plus the fact that this is in the way, means you can't actually fit a socket wrench in there, at least not any that I have. I couldn't fit a mini breaker bar. I really couldn't even fit a socket. I tried a bunch of wrenches. So I have, so it was a 13 millimeter, but I did manage to squeeze a 1/2 inch. So I tried a small one. I tried these flared wrenches, and nothing I had really worked until I managed to stick on the 12 millimeter. I forced it on there. Is it 12 millimeter? It might actually be 12 millimeter, but my 13 worked. And then I attached 2 wrenches together, and putting some gloves on so I didn't whack my knuckles, although I definitely did. That helped me crack that loose. And then I took the 13 millimeter and I slowly twisted it out of there. Then the pipe, it didn't actually want to come out. It's actually bigger than these distance. And so you can't do it with the Y pipe on the back or on the front. And so you have to kind of angle it up and bring it through like this opening right here. So that was probably the biggest pain that I've run into so far. So because it took a little longer than I expected, I didn't get to where I wanted to today, which was like really cleaning that engine bay. So I will be doing that in the next episode. I have to order a fan clutch tool so I can start taking off the fan and the front and everything and getting that sorted so I can work on the time and chain covers. So again, so here is the valve cover gasket. There is the cam cover here and the magnet here. And you can see some of that wetness is from the power steering when I pulled it off, but there is also some leaking seals there. And because to do this, you have to remove the valve cover, I have to do it. I mean, there's nothing else to do. So again, thermostat coming off, fan shroud coming off, and we will get to all that hopefully in the next couple of days when I have a chance to work on it. So next up is cleaning. So thanks for watching. If you love this, again, make sure you like and subscribe. It really helps me out, and I love chatting with you guys in the comments. So please feel free to leave a comment. Any advice, any wisdom on this is greatly appreciated. All right, see ya.